with Dan Caldwell. Dan is the founder of Tapout, an incredible individual, somewhat of a mentor too. He took me away from the life of crime, possibly. Remember when I first came to America, Dan?
Yeah.
I was like that character for The Professional, remember?
I didn't know they let you in.
I know, bro, I know. But, you know, Dan is an incredible individual. Not only is he the founder of Tapout, but he owns a real estate company. He has a tattoo parlor, nutritional stores, kids clothing line, Rascals to Rockstars. He's had many business ventures. He's kind of a business genius. Dan, what's cracking?
Well, actually, you know, as you say that, I humbly say that a couple of those businesses actually closed down. So,
which one?
We stopped doing the Rascals, and the tattoo shop is our landlord kicked us out. So we're trying to find another place.
Here's the beauty of that, though. Here's the beauty. The beauty of it is that closing a business down at the right time is just as important as opening business. It's timing. You make your money and you bounce.
Yeah, well, we didn't. I'd like to say we made any money, but you know, I mean, the tattoo shop was fun, and that's just on hiatus. We're gonna reopen that up. The Rascals Rockstar, man, it was a learning experience. It's things that you do, you know. I mean, we felt like it was a good idea at the time, and then when the crash happened, it just changed. You know, it wasn't the right climate to have this high-end kids clothing company where it carried all these high-end clothing lines. So we just figured it was, you know, it was time to. It was just something we had to close down, and you know, you go back to the drawing board.
But Dan, isn't that what's part of being a business person? Is understanding the ebbs and flows of business. Like for me, you know, you do 20, 30 commercials a year, you do 5 films a year. Maybe Mask doesn't make much money as History of MMA, but you know, Mask is what I love. You know, you rob Peter to pay Paul sometimes.
You do it. You know what? First and foremost, I do it because I love it, and I wouldn't start a business that I don't love. I mean, I don't want to get in. I don't want to be. I don't want my own like trash collecting business. I wouldn't start that kind. Now it's a great business for somebody. Somebody wants to start that business,
right?
But not me. I'm doing businesses that I love and that I want to watch grow and that I have some interest in. You know, because you got to have something that gets you up in the morning. If you're thinking about going to, you know, oh man, we're doing a build out on that place right now. You know, like when we started the real estate company, and the whole reason for starting that real estate office was because I grew up around my grandmother who was in real estate, and she'd always pushed us. Oh, you need to own properties one day. You know, that's how I made my money. And you know, and she didn't have a lot of money or anything, but she had a couple small properties that were probably worth $50,000 each, you know, like 3 or 4 of them. And, or she ultimately sold them for that, but she probably bought them for like $5,000 or $6,000. And, you know, that's how you live and learn, you know, and you gotta love something about it because no one's gonna shake you and make you get out of bed in the morning. There's gotta be some love and passion behind it.
I mean, but we had a great run at Tapout. I mean, we did over, I believe, 15 short films. We may have did, including all our Jumbotron spots. You can do it right here. Including all our Jumbotron spots. We may have did over 30 commercials. I mean, I think that was what set us apart with Tapout, was our incredible, you know, commercial programming. We always kept the competitors thinking, what's next? We set the bar, and everybody tried to follow us.
Dude, we set the bar so high. I'm sure, you know, because I saw some of your other commercials for some of the other companies out there, and I'm sure they would come to you and come on, you gotta tell me. They'd be like, hey, I want it kind of like Tapout's commercial.
Of course.
Oh man, the formula that we had to show this like small commercial and then send them back to. You remember coming up with that when we were like, let's do this thing where we'll show a commercial because we only have 30 seconds on Spike. So we only had 30 seconds, and then we'll send them back to the website to watch the full documentary piece or the full feature or whatever it was, like a 10-minute feature.
Similar to the BMW films back in the day.
That's where we, dude. The whole idea is you're inspired by other people's great work. You know,
absolutely.
That's all it was. It was just inspiration from other people's great work.
And we set the bar and we came out with an amazing commercial. I mean, it made my career in many ways. It probably gave you the incubus for your passion too as well, because working with me on all those commercials and short films, it kind of may have begun to fuel the fire, because you had studied film, I believe, in school, I believe. Was that the story?
Well, it was, you know, when I was little, I watched Star Wars, and I just said, man, one day, I'd love to do this, you know, be a part of some film.
Right.
And,
you know why I'm laughing, right?
Well,
why am I laughing now when you mentioned Star Wars?
Why?
We went to George
Oh,
Lucas's.
because we went to Lucas's place together.
Yeah,
well, that was part of the dream, man.
Yeah.
That's how all this stuff comes together. Man, when you're in the right place, when your head's in the right place and you're thinking a certain way, everything just comes together.
Yes.
It just, I can't even explain it, but the universe just works like that.
Yeah.
Like the things that happen to you when you're in the right place at the right time.
George is so unique, man.
Oh man.
I don't even know how to describe George. I don't even know. It's like, there's so many layers to him that as you get to know him, he starts to open up, and you know me, I like to joke with people and try to bring it out, and it's all about the timing. He's just got amazing amount of layers.
Yeah.
He's just a genius too, right, bro?
A genius for sure. But you got to think, you know what I love about it is because you know he's living his dream too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, going to Skywalker Ranch blew me away. The fact that this guy has built that, I mean, I love thinking about what he feels like when he stands back and just looks at what he's built. That's got to mean a lot to somebody, and I love that feeling. I want everybody to have that feeling. I mean, because I know I've had that feeling, so I know what it feels like. And I'm sure you get that feeling when you watch one of your movies, or a commercial that you finished, or when you're standing around working with somebody that inspires you.
I mean, is there enough to go around, D? That's the bigger picture.
There is, man. There's plenty. There's plenty. All these people would just look and see, if they just knew. It's like if you knew that you could get here, if you knew you could get to the other side of the rainbow, without a doubt knew you would get there, people would do it. But because that there's that chance that they might not make it, or there's going to be disappointment, or they're going to, you know, lose money or whatever, they're not going to make it to the end of the rainbow. They don't push forward. And it just blows me away that they would, because the alternative seems so much worse. The alternative is that you're stuck in a life that is boring and is uninspiring and is not, and you're not happy.
Dan is very, very good friends with Tony Robbins, and I believe you've made a decision to go to public speaking and bring your immense, maybe 25 years of knowledge and business knowledge and inspiration to the people. And I think that's incredible, man, because I think you're kind of like you're a museum in the mind, man. If there's a issue or a problem, you have many different ways of dealing with it. And I think that's incredible that you're going to do that. And, you know, what inspired that, D? What made you want to do that?
One, I think it was being around Tony, and I had a chance to be on his infomercial when it's so crazy. I saw him walking through Mandalay Bay one day and went up and said, hey, asked him if I could just have a minute of his time to tell him how he inspired me and what he did for me. And I told him this story about that back in the mid-90s, I saw his program on television and I couldn't afford it, but when you called in, it said call for a free tape, or call for, free tape. And they sent me this tape. It was free, and I couldn't afford the $700 DVD CD series he was selling.
Oh, so you was a fan of Tony from when you was broke?
Oh yeah, dude. I listened to this tape.
It wasn't one of your celebrity relationships?
No, I got this tape, and I listened to it every single day. Dude, you don't understand. I was driving back and forth in our $1,000 van from LA, picking up product and then driving back to the Inland Empire in San Bernardino. Dude, I would drive back and get fucking emotional. I would have tears coming down. Dude, I broke my window on the van one day when I was just like, I was in this mode where I remember I was thinking about my daughter, and I was listening to the tape, and I was like, I got to do this. You know, all these things, this was just running through me, and I was just so hyped, and I hit the window. I didn't think you could break a window. I didn't know it was that easy to break. It didn't feel like I hit it that hard. And
wow,
it cracked the window all in half.
You must have been.
But I was just so gone in it, like telling myself, I would just, you know, just because I was, you know, I have insecurities too. You know, I'm insecure about, I don't think, I'm not, you know, I see these people who say, oh yeah, no doubt in my mind. Dude, I have fucking doubt every day. Every day I would bang my head against a wall worried that we were about to lose everything.
Wow.
Every day I was scared to death. But I use that to overcompensate for those insecurities. I would be so worried that we were going to fail that I would tell myself that I needed to work harder than everybody else. I would just get like, okay, then I just need to learn more than everybody else. I need to work harder than everybody else. We need to, you know, me and Charles would meet more than everybody else. We'd outwork everybody else. We'd stay up later than everybody else. Scrape, you know, all of us would work together to make sure that we had to outdo everybody else we were facing, because everybody else had more money and more, you know, college and more everything. So
you had those insecurities, but you was like, fuck it, I'm still gonna fight it. I'm gonna go for the kill.
Oh, that part of it wasn't a choice. That part of it was, that's gonna get done. But every day you want to quit, because you're worried that, well, you're just scared. You're scared. But you have to put yourself in a place where, and we used to talk about it, you know, you have to put yourself in a place where there is no plan B, because it's so easy to quit. It's so easy to just say, okay, I'm done. And then you're done. It's that easy. You could just quit right now. But we didn't have that choice, that luxury. We had to make sure that that wasn't a part of what we could do. Quit was not in our vocabulary. That could not be done.
You could not quit.
There was no way we were quitting. So the discussion could only be, how do we fix this problem? Or how do we get past this problem? That's what the discussions that you had. Or how are we going to do this part? Or how are we going to make this happen? Because we couldn't quit. Yeah, it was...
Dad, how are you going to bring your will? How do you teach will to someone? Does that even make sense, that question?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Will is like... You know, you have to, you know, people have to find their why. It's not, they don't have to have will. Their why just has to be really strong. Their why has to be stronger than their will to say no, or their will to say quit. Because if my why is, I'm doing something because if I was trying to find an antidote for my daughter who if she was dying, my why would be, how would I ever quit that? You're not quitting that.
Right.
Your fingers would have to fall off. Your eyes would have to fall out of your face. You're not quitting that. That why is too strong to quit. But if your why is only because I want to make some money, then it's easy to quit. Because you just want to make some money and there's no reason behind it. If you really think about it, most people want to make money. There's a reason behind it. It's not the money, because paper's worth nothing. The paper's worth nothing. It's what do you get from that paper? It's what are you doing with that paper that makes it worthwhile. So their why, they have to find their why. Why are they doing this? Why are they you know, fighting every day? Because it's got to be worth it. It's got to be. You just can't, dude, if your why is money, you're done before you get started.
It's adios amigos.
Yeah, you're not going to make it, man. It's not money. It's such a, there's nothing behind it. There's no feeling behind it. There's nothing. The why, you don't have a why. A why isn't going to mean nothing.
Yeah, I'm starting to laugh. I've never really asked you much about this, but your police officer days. I kind of envision training day. Like you, Charlie, some Denzel Washington shit.
Yeah,
right?
Oh man, it was.
I can see you and Charlie, you the young Ethan Hawke, Charlie's Denzel Washington.
Yeah. Well, Charles worked for the sheriff's department, and I worked for the police department.
Yeah, but when you guys would go to lock up, move product, you'll come meet Charlie. You never know, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It was.
What was it like being a police officer?
I talked Charles into being a cop.
Right.
I told him. I said, man, you would be a. I had decided I was going to be a police officer, and that's when I met him. I met him because we were both working on that, or we were both doing security for high schools.
I remember. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And so I just said, man, you'd be a badass cop, bro. You should come with me.
You don't have any, stay in the left lane here, brother, keep going straight. You don't have any cop, I know a lot of cop guys, you don't really have any cop tendencies. You think because you left that job so long ago, it was just a means to an end at the time, like. I
don't have any cop tendencies?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you didn't know me back then.
But like, but it hasn't bring over now though.
Oh, yeah, because dude, when you're a cop, you just are a cop.
Yeah.
It is in you, it's in your blood. And there's still things that I do today. I mean, like if I go in a restaurant, everybody who's with me knows that I'm sitting in a place where I can see everything in the restaurant. I'm sitting in a place where I can see the front door, where I know where the exits are. I know it's just in my blood to do that.
So
I can't stop myself.
What character would you have been in Training Day? Would you be in Ethan or would you be in Denzel?
Oh man!
Or would he be one of Denzel homies?
I think at the time I was somewhere in between. It was yeah. We were tough, man. We were tough.
I heard the rumors, man.
Yeah,
the rumors of you and Charles in running the streets in San Bernardino those days is legendary.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
You had a good time?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Interesting, man. D, it's like, you're just when you feel like you know someone, there's many, many layers to you, man. It's like, just talking to you today made me realize, how many different aspects there are to you too, and that you're evolving and, you're trying to go to the next level and you're trying to impart this knowledge is incredible, man. And I think, if you're involved in MMA, if you're a fighter, if you're not involved in MMA, you just, want to learn about life, business, I think you can definitely bring a lot of knowledge to the game, man, and I wish you luck in terms of, speaking to people, park behind that car, my brother. I wish you luck in terms of speaking to people like that, and, man, I believe there's nothing you can't do, man.
I just hope Charles's voice speaks through me, and I just want to touch people. I just want to, hopefully, I can touch that one person that touches a million, like Charles used to say. Right?
All right, brother. Right? Thank you, my man.
Okay, bro.
Peace, bro.